Good evening and welcome to Gallery TV News Update at 4. I am Titilayo Olamide. And here are the reports for the evening. Abiodun's aide, Aide Rufai, arrested in US over $350,000 fraud. Aide Rufai, the senior special assistant on special duties to Ogun State Governor Abiodun, has been arrested in the United States of America over $350,000 employment fraud. Rufai was quizzed by the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation on Friday evening at the John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York following a criminal complaint. He was subsequently charged with defrauding the Washington State Employment Security Department of over $350,000. The suspect was said to have used the stolen identities of more than 100 Washington residents to file fraudulent claims with ESD for pandemic-related unemployment benefits. Rufai was accused of using variations of a single email address in a manner intended to evade automatic detection by fraud systems. U.S. law enforcement agents said more than $288,000 was deposited into an American bank account controlled by Rufai between March and August 2020. Still on Rufai's alleged fraud, Ogun Governor suspend Aide arrested for alleged fraud in US. Ogun State Governor Abiodun has suspended his senior special assistant on special duties, Aide Rufai. The suspension is sequel to his arrest in the United States for alleged involvement in $350,000 unemployment fraud. It was reported earlier today how the governor's aide was apprehended at the John F. Kennedy International Airport in the New York based on a criminal complaint. The aide's suspension was disclosed in a statement issued on Tuesday by the chief press secretary to the governor, Kunle Shomori, adding that his involvement in the fraud is disturbing. And the statement reads, the Ogun State Governor Abiodun has received the very disturbing news of the arrest of one of his political appointees, Mr. Aide Rufai, in the New York over alleged unemployment benefits fraud in the United States, he said. In view of the gravity of these allegations, the governor has ordered the immediate suspension of the accused appointee. The governor wishes to restate his appointment to an open, transparent, accountable and morally upright administration and will not condone any act bordering on criminality by anyone. And still on the news, finally 4.2 million US euro Ibori loot returns to Nigeria, federal government confirms receipt. The federal government on Tuesday confirmed the receipt of the sum of 4.2 million euro of the loot associated with the family members of the convicted former governor of Delta State, James Ibori, from the United Kingdom government. The Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami San, disclosed this in a statement made available to newsmen by his special assistant on media and public relations, Dr. Umar Gwandu. The statement said the recovered loot has been credited into the designated federal government account with Naira equivalent value of the amount on May 10, 2021. It will be recalled that Malami signed a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) for the repatriation of the Ibori loot on behalf of the federal government of Nigeria. The minister had, on May 3, 2021, said the federal government was expecting the return of the looted funds, which the UK government had, on March 9, 2021, promised to return within 2 weeks. Malami had earlier attributed the delay in the return of the funds to some necessary documentation, saying that documentations with the banks in different countries often take longer than anticipated. We anticipated 2 weeks, but we are not in control of the banks. He promised that his office and other relevant government agencies will keep the general public informed once the Ibori loots are received and confirmed. The AGF, while signing a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) with the UK government in March, said the €4.2 million will be deployed towards the timely completion of the second Niger Bridge, Abuja to Kano Expressway and Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. The return of the Ibori loot, according to Malami, was a demonstration of the recognition of reputation Nigeria earns through records of management of recovered assets stolen from Nigeria in the execution of public-oriented projects. And with this, we move to the foreign scene. India releases new drug for COVID-19 treatment. India has begun distribution of a newly developed drug, 2-dose the glucose 2DG, to treat coronavirus symptoms. The drug reportedly reduces patients' dependence on oxygen and hastens their recovery. It was developed by a laboratory of India's Defense Research and Development Organization and Hyderabad-based pharmaceutical company, Dr. Reddy's Laboratories. The distribution of the new drug started on Monday. The first batch of the drugs was released by India's Defense Minister Rajnath Singh and the Health Minister Harsh Vardhan in the Indian's capital and would be initially used in hospitals in the city. Some experts have, however, questioned the efficacy of the new drug, saying not enough evidence has been published from the stage 2 and 3 of the clinical trials. A variation of 2DG has been used earlier on an experimental basis to treat certain strains of cancer, but has not been approved yet for that purpose, molecular biologist Rakesh Mira said. Mira, who has been involved in the development of the new drug, said it blocked the ability of the virus to multiply its certain cells. A significant percentage of patients in the trial could be taken off oxygen support after taking 2 sachets. Mira said the drug was meant to treat those early stages so that their condition would not turn more serious. The formula, known as 2DG, went through long-year second and third state clinical trials and was approved by the Drugs Controller General of India on May 1st. The drug's release comes after weeks of hourly shortages of oxygen, which has been increasingly required by patients during the deadly second wave of the pandemic. Scores of deaths have been reported in cities across the country, including Delhi, Bangalore, and the gold capital, Panaji. This happens as oxygen supplies ran out at hospitals and home care patients paid double and triple the price for concentrators and cylinders. While the oxygen shortage continues in some regions, the situation has improved, with supplies almost doubling since the beginning of May. Meanwhile, Indian manufacturers are increasing production and some logistical issues are being resolved as international aid in the form of oxygen concentrators, cylinders, and plants is pouring in. India has an official caseload of about 25 million infections, second only to the US, and has suffered 274,390 deaths. Experts maintain that both numbers are likely to be much higher in actuality. And now we move to entertainment news. Ariana Grande weds fiancé in private ceremony. American actress and pop star Ariana Grande has tied the knot with fiancé Dulce Gomez in a private ceremony over the weekend. The pair sparked dating rumors earlier 2020 when fans noticed dating in several photos of Ariana. The rumors were first confirmed when Ariana shared pictures of herself and dating in April on her Instagram account, capturing it, "My heart, my person, thank you so much for being you." They also both featured in the romantic music video for Grande's collaboration with Justin Bieber, "Stuck With You," in May. Ariana's mother, Joanne, had given a stamp of approval to the relationship, confirming the engagement of the singer with luxurious real estate agents in December via a tweet. According to TMZ, Sources with direct knowledge revealed that the event happened in her home at Montecito, also known as Opera Country, California. There were less than 20 guests in attendance, including family members who were around to witness the couple sharing their vows. And now on sport news. Dari NFF hails Okara at 70. Minister of Youth and Sports Development Sunday Dare and the Nigerian Football Federation have hailed former Green Eagles goalkeeper Emmanuel Okala on his 70th birthday. Okala, a member of the 1980 AFCON winning squad, clocked 70 on Monday. In a tweet, Dare said Okala's contribution to football's growth was as tall as his height. NFF Secretary General Mohammed Sanusi, in a statement, also commended Okala for his patriotism, discipline, dedication, and sense of duty. With his imposing 6 feet 5 inches tall, Okala, fondly called Man Mountain, earned his first cap for Nigeria in a friendly against Tanzania in Lagos. He was also in the team that won the All-African Games football gold in Lagos in 1973, won bronze at the African Cup of Nations in 1978, and finished as runners-up at the All-African Games in Algeria 4 months later, before claiming the AFCON gold on home soil in 1980. He was named Africa's best goalkeeper by the African Sports Journalists Union in 1975 and was in the Enugu Rangers squad that won the African Cup Winners' Cup in 1977. Plus, Tokyo Doctors Association calls for Olympics cancellation. A Japanese doctors group has urged the cancellation of the Olympics, even as Games organizers reported a surplus of applications for medics to volunteer at the virus-postponed events. With less than 10 weeks until the Tokyo Games begin, and as Japan battles a surge in infections, public opinion remains strongly opposed to the event going ahead this summer. But Olympics officials say it can be safely held with COVID-19 countermeasures and point to successful test events, including some featuring overseas athletes. An association of around 6,000 doctors working in Tokyo said they were struggling with the fourth wave of virus cases, calling it the largest so far. It urged the government and games organizers to consult the International Olympics Committee with the aim of cancelling the event. The statement came after a separate union of Japanese hospital doctors warned last week that holding the 2020 Games safely was impossible. Japanese virus outbreak has been relatively small, with around 11,500 deaths, but its vaccines rollout is moving slowly, and the latest spike in cases has medics warning of shortages and burnout. The government on Friday expanded the virus state of emergency that will be in force until the end of May, less than 2 months before the Games open on July 23rd. Tokyo 2020 organizers said Tuesday that nearly double the required numbers of certified sportsmates as applied to volunteer at the competition venues and in the athletes' village. Controversies had previously surrounded the organizers' request for the services of 500 nurses, which sparked accusations of diverting crucial medical resources. More than 80% of people in Japan want the Tokyo Olympics to be cancelled or postponed again, according to the latest poll by the Asahi Shimbun Daily. At a shooting test event on Tuesday, top games official Yasumori said the knowledge gained at such rehearsals would be used to update virus rule books for athletes and other participants. And with this, we've come to the end of the Gallery News Bulletin this evening. I am Titilayo Olamide. Don't forget to join our platform on social media on Facebook and YouTube at the Gallery TV for more news updates. Thanks for watching. Do enjoy the rest of the evening.
In life, You can never be too sure who to trust. This is the story of Mrs. Ungazi. Mrs. Ungazi just wants to use the ATM.
Good afternoon, Mama. Let me help you out to your withdrawal. You don't need to stress yourself.
Thank you, but I can handle it myself.
The man is just being kind, right? He just wants to help, right? Wrong. All he needs is a good look at the pin. Will he succeed?
I want my Aide fans. I say, sorry.
Do not share your card PIN with anyone. Keep your account information private and ensure no one is watching you while you enter your PIN. UBA, Africa's global bank.